Welcome to my review of the SGS 52cc Brushcutter. This machine's had a particularly hard life. It's dealt with the thickest of brambles, and the good news is it's still going strong. As you can see, we've been cutting some brush and we've lost a few teeth in the blade, but that's just a blade, easily replaced. I've used it in very extreme circumstances. You can see there's evidence of repairs here, and we've lost a bit of the black there. But the good news is it still does the job, and it does it really, really well. Engineering wise, I really love this grease nipple here. That's been topped up with grease regularly. Not all brush cutters have that feature, so it's really desirable to have that feature. The trigger is brilliant, I particularly love that, and best of all, the 52cc engine, the power is phenomenal. This one has definitely been running, and I've only ever had a few problems with it to date. The first problem was the fuel cap. Believe it or not, there's a little rubber seal in there. That can become in twist, so you'll be using the machine and petrol oozes out, and you'll either smell it or feel it, one or the other. So every time I tighten that on, I just slacken it off, and as I do that, just to prevent that happening again. But it can easily be sorted out with a screwdriver and just adjust it. The bad news is you don't always have one of them in the field that you're working in. I've also caught the choke lever, but like I said, I've been using it extreme, cutting brambles sort of 6 foot high. Quite often that gets knocked and kills the engine, which is quite frustrating as you're wearing the harness. Now the harness clip does the job, it could be improved. I've used still equipment which seem to have a better design. I believe this is the correct way of fitting it. I've in fact modified the little guard you get. That's to the machine brushing against, I set it up right-handed, so brushing against my right leg, the guard tended to just go wherever it wants, and then the body of the machine was giving me an horrific bruise come the end of the day. But overall it's been a really good buy, and I know they still sell these today. This one's 2 years old and it's had some stick. I've only ever used it for brush cutting. It came with a 3-prong blade, and we just basically use that for brambles, but I found the best blade for brambles is one with teeth on it. Another good feature is it will go into 2 halves there, so you can disconnect it. It came in handy when I had a saloon car, just to squeeze it in, but I don't have that problem now. It's been a brilliant buy. Could have spent hundreds more. Pound for pound, I can't fault this machine. Did have to adjust the mixture on it. It was running a bit on the rich side, so I did that. But basically I haven't really touched it much. Another thing I had to replace after the first year, which was a bit disappointing, these fuel lines here. What happened is they must have been made out of a poor quality product, and they actually disintegrated just below that rubber grommet. It was almost like the area where the fuel line is in connection with the tank grommet. That was the one which went. So you couldn't really tell by looking at it. It was only when I started taking things apart I realised exactly what had happened. So I've replaced all 3 of these lines, which I happen to have some in stock, so repair 2-stroke engines. It wasn't really a big problem to me. But that is the weak part on an otherwise excellent machine. I would definitely recommend. Just beware of the fuel line issue. One day if it doesn't start, there are clues you'll find air in the primer bulb. It's obviously sucking it in from somewhere else. See how there's no air in that when it settles. Right, I'm going to show you a clip of it in action. When I use it, I tend to I find half throttle is sufficient because the power's brilliant. I've took it really carefully with this one, even though it's done a lot of hard work. I haven't been too quick to over rev it. I've controlled the throttle rather than just holding it full whack, because it's more than enough power than what you need. Okay, just bear in mind I haven't got the correct grass type blade in, but I'm not going to change that. Full choke, position 1. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.